This is the Marketing Umbrella Podcast, where it's all about getting the information you need from successful leading marketers to build and grow your digital marketing agency. Brought to you by Itamar Shafir, founder and CEO of Umbrella, the technology platform and brand that is powering thousands of marketing agencies around the country. Find him at umbrellaus.com. Now, here's your host, Kevin Pruitt.
This is the Marketing Umbrella Podcast, and my name is Kevin Pruitt. It is an honor to host this podcast, and we've got a great guest today. He's one of the founding members of Tekpon. He's worn many hats within this company, and perhaps none that shines brighter than his role as the charismatic host of the Tekpon SAAS podcast, of which I've listened to multiple episodes. With over 300 SaaS industry leaders gracing his episodes, his insatiable curiosity ensures he always has one more question. He's a community builder at heart, being the Bucharest city leader for SaaS Stock Local and the author of the best-selling book, King of Networking, that is all over LinkedIn. Join me in welcoming my friend and one of the busiest people in Europe, Cristian Dina, to the Marketing Umbrella Podcast. Cristian, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for this kind and welcoming intro. Thank you so much.
So the very first question I've got is that, you are maybe one of the youngest founders in the history of the tech industry. So, man, talk about how you kind of woke up from being 16, 17 teenager thinking, wow, I'm actually an adult now. So let's talk about that transition.
Yeah, I'd actually be really cautious about the term founder because I was not at Tekpon from day one, and I don't want to create some misconceptions and false expectations from founders. It's really tough to be a founder. I'm more of a founding team. I have now the role of co-founder because we didn't have a product market fit, didn't have all the events or the marketing. But to be actually the founder, such early age, it's hard, and I wouldn't attribute this to myself. I really thought, let's find a good team at the start because they have a lot of potential to grow, see the mindset, see if it's a fit, and work together to do something really nice. Because for myself, being 22, 19 when I joined, I listened to Gary V, and I said, okay, you need to take risks at this age, because if you don't take risks at 19, you will not do it at 40 or 50 or later in the career. And I said, what else have I got to lose? Yes.
That's right. You got a long time to make up for it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. But the story goes, I was doing some social media campaigns for companies here locally in Romania. I had some success on TikTok, Instagram, and other platforms, and said, okay, I want to find a team. I want to find a mentor, somebody that can guide me to the right direction. This is nice. It's good. People watch it, but I want to do something with purpose. And I applied to, I think, over 30 jobs here in Romania, any job that contained marketing. And they all told me, Cristian, you have a good attitude. You want to learn. You also have some results, but you don't have a degree, or you don't have enough experience, or we cannot hire somebody that young. And when I found Tekpon, they had this, let's say, Western mindset, while many companies in Romania still have the past, let's say, communist mentality from the past. And when I found this team, I said to my parents, I will quit college because this is so exciting. I was comparing what I had to do in college versus what I had to do at Tekpon, and I couldn't hide my enthusiasm, and I felt it so hard in my heart. I couldn't stop. I couldn't say, okay, I will just work part-time or take some time off for college. I said, I go all in because I love this.
Oh, that's amazing. So what were you studying at university?
Marketing.
Okay. So it's kind of in the same Spain. Okay.
Yes, but I was learning from books that were 30 years old.
Yes.
Where Instagram was not founded, LinkedIn was not there. And yeah, I was just comparing the two situations, what I learned in school and what I actually did at Tekpon. And it was, of course, the principles are the same, but I was feeling like I was losing time, and I really wanted to do something great, and I couldn't allow myself to, I don't know, lose time and be chill. Just I follow studies, and then after 4 years I see what I'll do. No, I find what I like doing. Let's double down on this.
I love that. And that is so true. And I think that is such a great principle for, 20 somethings to have in mind, to say, you know what, I've got time to recover if I make a mistake. And even in that mistake, just how much can you learn, from the mistakes that you have made? And maybe they weren't even mistakes. Maybe it's kind of like a company pivoting.
Yeah, yeah.
My career has pivots. So let's talk about like the early origin of Tekpon. So Alexandru was he the primary founder of Alexandru? Was he the
Yes.
primary founder of Tekpon? So what was the genesis of the idea behind wanting to start this?
Yeah, he's been an entrepreneur all his life, serial entrepreneur. So since he was 18, he had multiple businesses, I think over 20 businesses, printed magazines, agencies, marketplaces, all kind of businesses. But with his last businesses, he really made it. He did 5 exits, still in the marketplace
Mm,
niche, more into the affiliate world. And after that, after he did the exit, he said, I want to build something great, my legacy, a brand, because he built so many successful businesses. They generate a lot of money. They were successful. They were profitable, but they are not a brand. And he said, I
mm,
want to build a brand. He take a look at SaaS, software as a service.
hmm
He saw that it's a good industry with super successful people and smart and honest and really growing. And he take a look at the competition. He saw that all the platforms have incentivized reviews. So in order to
mm,
get a review as a company, you give a budget and they offer to people $15 Amazon gift card, $25 Amazon gift card. And as you can imagine, these incentivized reviews are not that fair because if you get money instead of the review, you will be positive 100%.
yeah.
And you probably don't even test the tool. You just put some words in there and the company is happy because they have a lot of positive reviews and they can convince new customers. But because of this, new customers churn because they are impressed by other reviews and they say, okay, this is a perfect software. Let's try it out. And it actually appears it's not that way. So we built
Mm,
Tekpon to help people really choose the right software for their business and be the only trusted marketplace with no incentivized reviews that can really, like a booking.com for software, like an Airbnb for software.
right. Almost like Yelp, like
Yeah,
there is, but even, I mean, I'm sure Yelp probably has some dark history back there behind it. But so you can set up these non-incentivized reviews, but what's the product itself? What's the revenue stream behind this whole non-incentive to keep yourself, neutral, like Switzerland, in
yeah,
this. So how do you
yeah.
stay Switzerland in the review world?
The main business model is actually sending qualified leads. So people every single day they come to
Mm,
TechPoint, they read reviews, they search for different kinds of software, marketing automation, social media, e-commerce tools, any kind of software is listed on TechPoint. And of course, they have the intent to buy. If they are searching for reviews, for features, for pricing, they actually intend to buy that software or are curious to learn more. And we connect these buyers and sellers and of course, we get a commission out of that transaction, and everyone is happy because the company gets a new client. The person that was searching for a tool gets a quality software that
hmm
is legit, and we get a commission out of that. And our job is basically to connect buyers and sellers at scale. This is
mm,
why I also create the events, the magazine. I have it right here. This is mostly for community and branding
yeah,
purposes.
yeah.
But the main scalable model is Tekpon, where we are able to connect buyers and sellers. And this has been the team specialty for years. So it's the same team since 2014. And they only build marketplaces since then. So they know what they're doing.
So is it
At the
a
beginning is the
yeah,
hardest, but now I
for
think we
sure.
reached a good point where we can scale.
hmm is the model based on like a flat rate per lead, or is it based on the size of the deal or the size of the offer, or how do you determine the revenue on the backside?
Depends on each company. Some companies prefer to pay per click, some company prefer to pay per lead, and some revenue share. For us, we prefer revenue share because we are only paid once you convert a customer.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you pay us per clicks, we can create some Google Ads campaign, Facebook Ads campaign, generate some interest. You pay us per click and you don't convert any new business. And you say, okay, TechPoint is not working. Let's try other way, other channel. So we're really big on organic. We don't do any paid ads. We
hmm
just target organic buyers that actually have the intent to buy. And depending on each company, we set out a certain percentage. But we usually prefer to revenue share and work through affiliate programs that determine this and is the most fair way.
hmm
We have both us and the clients have the access to the insights. They see how many clicks, how many conversions, and how many paying customers. And It's one source of truth, and it's fair for everyone.
So many of the like a review sites, there almost has to be an independent board or certification behind them to show that they're independent, to show that they're not being, paid to review in a certain way. How did you, I guess, verify or certify your independence in the SaaS review space? How do you maintain that and, to keep from companies going, hey, we can pay you a little money here and we'd like some nice reviews. So how do you kind of maintain that neutrality?
Yeah, we reject companies every single month. They come with us, guys. I have 30K budget, 50K budget. Give me some reviews on there, and we said no. And also the FTC recently passed a new law, if I'm not mistaken, that prohibits incentivized reviews, or it
Mm.
only allows them if you mark them as incentivized
Yeah,
reviews. To be
yeah.
fair for users, and how we started is basically we reviewed the tools ourselves as an independent. We build a team of software uh, expert, and then that can take a look at the tool, and we build out a long format article that reviews that actual tool. This is not scalable. This is how we started, and now we want to focus on getting mass people and so much buzz around Tekpon to actually get reviews from organic people. Also, what we did and helped us a lot, we built an AI, of course, AI solution
Yeah.
called Global Buzz that takes a look at the internet, goes to all the platforms out there, searches for all the reviews available, and does a global summary. So, for example, it goes for HubSpot, it says that it has 17,000 reviews, average score uh, 4.7 out of 5. This is just an example. And this way you cannot be tricked by incentivized reviews because you have a global summary
Mhm.
using AI, and it sees the pros and cons, and you can read it
Mhm.
in 1 minute. And you see,
Yeah.
okay, is this tool for me as a small business, or is it for me as an enterprise? What are the pros? What are the cons from what people say? Because negative reviews are still out there. So even if you try to pay, people will find a way to leave those reviews in other platforms. So yeah.
So it sounds like to me that Tekpon is almost like a review aggregator.
Yes.
Like now because you've scaled past your ability to do in-house testing, so now you've got to rely on the marketplace, to test the software. What about competitors out there? Are there other you know services that are similar and have they been proven over time to kind of bend to the will of companies that want to pay for reviews, or is that or are there companies out there that have kind of run the race well, and stayed true to the whatever that original, that North Star, kind of original, I guess,
I think
DNA?
I think for us the best example is Booking.com, Airbnb,
Mm,
uh, but for software. This is what we want to build for software. It helps people a lot. You make a decision more easily. You see all the information available. You have someone in the middle in order to make up for different opinions and what happened.
hmm.
And I think it's a model that really fits us. We are also a team that loves community and loves to build these kind of
Yeah,
marketplaces,
for
and we
sure.
love to be in between buyers and sellers. And I think we
Yeah.
are the right team at the right time to build this marketplace.
Hmm. My entrepreneurial gears are spinning here, as I'm thinking about, and I told you before we started, it's really interesting to kind of watch you guys from a distance on LinkedIn and just seeing that, your journey. But
Yeah.
man, I can see all kinds of leverageable connections through your network. Not just from somebody's, SaaS company wanting to, or company needing to kind of test what new SaaS products or whatever, but just business connections as a whole. I mean, what a marketplace, a two-sided marketplace you guys are building, you know. And maybe that's a great segue into the book itself that says King of
Yeah,
Networking. So let's let's
exactly.
let's kind of shift into that a little bit and talk about what kind of the organic, I guess, growth out of the product itself.
Yes. So we started traveling to all the software events. Alex knew from experience that the connections in person are really valuable and need to meet person because people buy from people, obviously.
Yep.
And we travel to all these events. We build relationship. We take pictures with everyone. We talk nicely. We help each other because as a marketplace, we are really no competitors. So if you are like, let's say, a CRM tool, we cannot be friends with anybody,
Hmm.
or there are like small mafias, let's say. But as a marketplace, you need to be friends with all the SaaS companies, and we really get along with people in the space. And after that, Alex really thought about my university degree, and he said, Christian, because you didn't go to college, I have a punishment from you. We'll write a book and you'll need to make it a bestseller. It's your project. I just write the words on my side. You find the authors, the two other co-authors, and you make it a bestseller. So everybody will say, okay, Christian doesn't have a degree, but he has a book written at
Mm.
21 years old. And this was the story. We chatted with Alex Teuma, the founder of SaaStock, to be a co-author, and Cristobal Alonso, the founder of Startup Wise Guys, to be the fourth co-author. And in the book, you actually discover how to be, let's say, a king of networking, but not really, because on the back of the book, if you read it, it says, if you want to be the king of networking, you already lose because you need to be humble. So if you think of yourself like a king, you are not a good networking person. It was just as a marketing because people will say, okay, king of networking, who are these arrogant guys? But if you flip the book, it says you need to be humble. And yeah, in the book, we share some of our strategies, how we are able to build connections also at scale. For example, podcasting is a great tool for building
Hmm.
connections at
Yeah.
scale. I myself right now do 2 podcast episodes per week, and it's with people in the SaaS industry. And after 3 months, we meet in person, or
Hmm.
we collaborate on a project, or we become customers, or they become customers. So there are multiple channels that you can actually build connections without selling, and uh, be a king of networking in the long run. And also, people right now at conferences call us king, but this is just let's say a consequence of that. It was not our intention.
Well, it's a great play on words too. It's like it's actually the exact opposite of what I named the book here. So that this is how you have to approach this. But
Yes.
I do believe that like once again from a distance, there are not two better dressed guys in the whole in the whole space. You're always showing up in these really interesting suits,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I love your hats that you wear sometimes. But yeah, it's
Yeah, it's because we build a gala, and at the
mhm.
gala you need to be dressed well. And we said we need to represent our company, and if you want to build the Oscars of SaaS for real,
Mm.
you need to be dressed well. And many people came to the event, to Tekpon Awards in June, dressed, not many, all of them dressed in tuxedos, in nice dresses, and they told us, Christian, Alex, I really wanted to dress like this. I haven't dressed like this since my promotion or since
Yeah.
my college degree or something like that. And we were tired of just selling to each other, sales booths, speakers that I stay on the phone and people speak. And we preferred quality networking. And we
Hmm.
thought of this concept as the TechPon Awards to have a show at the beginning for the best people in SaaS to actually offer them something because they deserve recognition if they help others, if they have great achievements, if they scale really, really far. And after that, networking to get to know each other because we have so many connections. It's bad not to leverage them and
Hmm.
make them meet each other. And why you choose the location Bucharest? We take a look at the map and we saw in Malmo we have SAAS, in Dublin we have SaaStock, in Barcelona, Paris, and London we have SaaStr. In Paris we have B2B Rocks, the main player. In Berlin, in Germany, we have Artist, and and also in Amsterdam we have SaaS Summit Benelux. But in Romania there is not an ecosystem for SaaS.
Mm.
We were the SaaStock city leaders. We did 2 events with around 150 people, and we said, let's build something and do something crazy to bring 500 people into Bucharest. It's not that easy. And next year we want to do it with 1,000, so it's a real challenge. That's why we're now thinking of doing some more crazy marketing campaigns because we need to
Mhm.
attract the attention in order for 1,000 people to come at our event, being so young in this space. So we need to do
And
something crazy. We are preparing an European tour. We're thinking of renting a caravan and going through multiple cities in Europe, to stop and meet with SaaS executives to take some pictures, offer them tickets, invite them to the event, and then continue our journey.
What a great idea. We're gonna have you back on after that event, but it is interesting. The whole Eastern European tech, space. I mean, what that you talk about Silicon Valley in Eastern Europe. I mean, it is amazing the talent,
Yes,
that is in Eastern Europe. And even with, the issues going on in Ukraine and right now, I mean, just the fact that there are so many young, bright, hungry,
yes, this is
tech
the word. Hungry.
entrepreneurs in that space that I mean it's exploding, just the
Yes,
opportunities are exploding. And it is like, the world's a global village. I mean, there's
yes.
no there's no barriers now. So when you first, when Tekpon first kind of got its footing, it was primarily based in Europe and primarily that kind of had that European, flavor to it. But it's a global, I mean, it's really a
Yeah,
global
yeah.
global business now.
Yes.
What are the barriers? Are there any?
No, I don't think so. The website is global and most of the traffic is from the US. So because we wanted to focus on the biggest market, we said let's target the US on the traffic side. But for the community, it's easier to build it here because we are in Europe and 1 hour flight, 3 hour flight here
Hmm.
to build a
Yeah.
community. It's easier rather than building it in the US. Maybe in the future I'll move to the US to build a community there. Who knows? But for now, yeah, the community side is here in Europe. And to be honest, the first cloud decacorn from Europe was from Romania, from Bucharest. It's called
Hmm.
UiPath, the first Romanian company listed on the New York Stock Exchange, and it really inspired us to build something great. And if they can do it, we can also build a community here, also with their support. Uh, it's growing this space, and we need to be there. And if not us, who else? We need to take risks, as in the beginning.
No doubt. Yeah.
It was some pressure. No,
Let the young guys do it.
no, no, never, never. I really appreciate older people, and since I was young, my mother always told me that I wanted to stay with older people and learn. I never liked people my age that much because they were just focused on fun and
Mm.
uh, partying, and that's it. I always wanted to find good people with good principles that I can learn from and work together with them. So I did this since I was young, and after that I met Alex, and I found my niche.
There's a phrase in English. It says like somebody that has an old soul.
Yeah,
You're a
yeah,
young
yeah.
person, but you got an old soul. So yeah,
You cannot imagine how many jokes the team did on me because you are a old person in a young body and stuff like that. Because they're all
exactly.
like in their 30s and I'm
Yeah,
the only one in their 20s. And yeah, it
that
was
is
it was
funny.
nice.
See, I'm a baby boomer, but I have such a Gen Z or something, or
Yes,
maybe millennial mentality. So yeah, maybe I'm the reverse of that. So yeah,
exactly,
that's
exactly,
why we
exactly.
get along so well. We are this is crazy opposites, but
Yes. No, I totally agree. And one thing I want to mention, before TechPon, I was building a community with people my age that really wanted to evolve. And I had let's say an Instagram page, a community on
hmm.
Instagram with people that read books. I read a lot of self-help books,
Hmm.
self development, and it was a good community. And I'm still hungry and still in hunting for those people that are really hungry and want to build something. And out of Romania, I think it's a great place because you have people that want something from their life, didn't just receive it on the plate.
Yeah.
Uh, and yeah, it's good to be in this position here, and I'm happy to help anyone at any time. And Alex told me in the beginning what amazed me the most. He always told me, Christian, I want you to be better than me. I want you to be better than me. I want
Mhm.
to be, yeah. And this is the mindset I still apply to everyone.
I tell you what, it's we joked a little bit about it, but I mean the fact that Alex has put you in this place, kind of taking you under his wing. I mean, and you express your appreciation very openly, to him, and that's such a great relationship, working
Yes,
relationship that you guys have, and it meant that's hard to fake.
yes,
That
yes.
is very hard because you can't sustain that fake, relationship because it will break down at
You
some
are
point in
right.
time. But that just
I didn't think about it,
good to
but you are
see.
right. Uh,
It is
uh,
interesting to see from a distance.
Thank you so much. At the beginning, we said like 3-4 hours every single day messaging each other. I was asking him every question I had about business.
Mhm.
And the colleagues are joking that Christian, Alex, please let Alex focus on his business as the CEO because he has too many questions. And after ChatGPT arrived, Alex told me, Christian, no more questions for me. Any questions you have, please go ask ChatGPT because he knows better.
And ChatGPT says, "Go ask Alex."
Yeah,
So it's gonna
I'm
say,
tired of you.
right. You ask too many questions. You're going to have to use the paid version because you don't
Yeah,
get to use the free version anymore.
exactly, exactly.
What is what outside of kind of the marketplace around SaaS, and are
Yeah.
there specific industries that you focus more on? Is it MarTech? Is it MedTech? Is it education tech? Is it any, I mean, are there any industries that you see, you probably lean toward more that you see more frequently? Any specific industries or verticals that you see more frequently?
Yeah, so for the seller side, our only industry is SaaS because it's a SaaS marketplace. We only focus on SaaS. On the buyer side, again, it can be anyone that is in a need for software. So it can be e-commerce, martech, manufacturing companies, automotive, any kind of company that needs software. But what we lean towards probably is SaaS. So we also have some companies, SaaS companies that sell to SaaS. And for us, it's a great fit because uh, plus the marketplace, we give them buyers through the marketplace,
Mm.
but also through the community and direct intros and events and all the stuff that we do. So for us, SaaS is the biggest focus. And I always joke with Alex. He tells me some news about, I don't know, politics or something not related to stuff like that. And I tell him, Alex, I'm focused on B2B SaaS. Please don't tell me anything else about B2B SaaS. I want to stay in my bubble, to be an expert here, to to know everyone here, to focus, to get all the strategies, to learn and grow. But yeah, this is as a joke. And he tells me, you are focused on B2B SaaS. Sorry to disturb you.
There is no doubt about it. There's no
Yeah.
doubt. In the time that you worked with Alex, what do you think is the best lesson he ever taught you?
I consider myself to be in the past a really selfish person, and I still consider myself as a selfish person. And I sometimes have signs of arrogance. And he really taught me lessons about humility and about helping others for real. Like I don't want to share some examples because you don't do good things just for the publics. But if you have a jacket and it's cold outside and you see a homeless person, you take your jacket off and give it to them. But for real, at the beginning I was really skeptical. I told him after a couple of months, Alex, I thought you're Gary V wannabe from Romania, not just positive, help others, and that's it. But when I stayed close to him, I realized he's a great person and he is willing to sacrifice himself to help
Mhm.
others for real and
Mhm.
doesn't have a problem if he has an apple to split it in two and to give you that his part.
Mhm.
And for me, this is a big lesson because I want to learn to be more humble and less egotistical and less focused on myself and more about helping others because also this is our company motto. We rise by lifting others. As again in the business model, if we don't bring value to our customers, we are nothing without our customers.
Mhm.
So we need to focus on others to make others happy, and we are happy. This applies to business and life. This is how I think.
No, I appreciate you sharing that, but it kind of reminded me of there was a saying in Israel that talked about, where a disciple would follow a rabbi, and you want to follow them so closely that the dust off the rabbi's feet gets on you. Like I follow so closely that I'm becoming the rabbi because I'm so,
Yes.
closely linked with that. That
Yes.
just kind of reminded me of that story. You want to follow him so closely that you're slowly becoming what he's teaching you to be,
Exactly. Exactly. And
in
for
so
me,
many ways.
it's a big surprise. I now meet with ex-colleagues from high school or ex-friends in the past, and they told me how much changed I am, and I truly
Mm.
believe in change. I know it can be, let's say, dangerous because if you believe people change, they can profit of that, and you'll be disappointed. But as a person, I really believe in change, and I believe anybody can change at any time, but they just need to have a good reason. The capacity is there, but they need to have a good reason, and you can change in any way. Some psychologists and older mentors and people tell me that it's not that way. And after 25 years or 30 years, you have a base, and you cannot change that base no matter how much you want. But still, I like to believe in change and that anybody can change, and I like to believe in positivity.
Yeah, and you've seen it. You've probably seen that, but
I've seen it to myself because I was just a normal teenager at 16. I started reading some self-development books like Robert Kiyosaki and other authors in education, financial education, and stuff like that. I was just curious. I bought courses. I started doing some marketing. So it started from nothing, not
Mhm.
like a marketing story, but really, I was just nothing special. Just focus, put in the hours, read, learn, listen to the others, find a good
Yeah,
team, work hard, and then you'll see results.
yeah. It's and that's true of so many areas. I mean, just not just in business, but just
Yeah,
life in general.
if you really
Um,
want it, you'll find a way.
yeah, you will find a way. This normally our audience is kind of in the marketing agency space, like
Okay.
those that are they're kind of wanting to build and scale marketing agencies and I mean it's broader than that, but there's a large community that listens to us in that space. So if you are, a marketing agency, what is the connection point, you know, for it with Tekpon? What services offered other than just, if you need software, here we are. But are there other connection points for marketing?
I'm not sure about the answer. To be honest, I heard many people that build agencies, and on top of agencies, they build a software. And I think that's a great way because you can manage your expenses and everything,
Mm,
and you can build a product and also have the agency that you can do projects and also a product. And I
yeah.
think it's a really solid business model, and it's really great. Um, but there are marketplaces designed for agencies
Hmm.
like designrush.com. They do a great job. There you can find the best agencies. But for Tekpo, no, we just focus on software. So I'm not sure how we can help marketing agencies. Just that probably some inspiration on crazy marketing that we do because we have some, not me, Alex. Alex has some crazy ideas that he does, and probably most people would say it's unconventional or it's not good for branding. But if you don't stand out in this
Yeah.
much noise, you will not make it, especially as a startup. You need to get as much noise as we can. So, for
Hmm.
example, 2 years ago in the industry, in the SaaS industry, nobody knew Tekpon. Only people that visited it. But in the SaaS industry on LinkedIn, nobody knew what Tekpon was. And now probably some people know, not all of them. But if you ask people at conferences, they may hear about Tekpon. So yeah, I think it's really a discussion about standing out today. Also, with this much AI content, obviously, more content, people are bored. They want to see something authentic. And as you
Hmm.
mentioned, a relationship like this and a story like this, you cannot fake
Yeah.
if you want.
Not
So
for a
for us,
long
it's
time, that's for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
for us it's about personal branding, and this can be in many ways. But from what I learned from experts, it's really about being yourself, being authentic, and you'll find your niche for sure.
I think one thing you mentioned reminded me of all, of so many guests we've had on here. Like the product or service that was created was built because they had an internal need. They had some, they were scratching their own itch internally, and then they said, "Wow, this actually could scale." So I mean, to mention that as from the tech pond side, so often marketing agencies or those in that
Yes,
space
yes,
create an internal product, or internal process that just becomes, a SaaS product, and that is such a good reminder, for agency
for sure.
owners as they're looking internally. But man, this has been fun. I knew this was going to be fun to kind of,
One more
drill
thing
down a
I
little bit.
wanted to add, Kevin,
Yeah.
please. Also, Tekpon is built from this need because Alex in the past had agency,
Mm.
marketing agency and SEO agency, and he did successful projects to companies, helping them get new clients and everything. But he realized with Tekpon or with a marketplace, you can also have your own internal buyers. So, for example, if somebody wanted to do some blogs and articles and that's it, you can do that for them. But with Tekpon, it's also scalable because you can promote them through another channel, through a website that also supports you. So this is also kind of our story of finding the need for this. And yeah, people want to read authentic reviews.
Yeah, and hey, there's a magazine coming off the back of the book and the conferences. So yeah,
Exactly.
it's a multifaceted approach here. But I want to shift right now this to the rapid fire. Here's rapid fire questions. We're going
Super.
to end with these crazy disparate questions. Going, what is he
Okay.
asking these crazy things? But just real quick answers. Just first
Sure.
thing that comes to mind.
Sure. Sure.
Did you get along with your parents growing up?
Yes. Yes.
Do you
Super.
have
Super. Do you want just one word questions or two,
Well,
three
you can
sentences?
say like one word and then that'll maybe one line explanation.
Okay.
So yeah. So yeah,
Yes.
but
Yes, I did get along really well. We just had a, let's say, a small fight when I wanted to quit college and focus on Tekpon. But now that they see everything that I do and what we're doing as a company, they said, "I think you made the right call." And they are seeing some of my friends that just finish college and they're looking for jobs and they cannot find any jobs
yep,
because everybody's saying you don't have experience. And they
yep.
they stayed 3 4 years for now to uh, do nothing. So yeah,
I love it. I love it. Do you have siblings, like brothers or
no,
sisters?
no.
Do you have a pet or pets?
No, but I want to get it in the future. I love pets. But
Um,
our team has, I think, as many. No, each team member has a pet. And when we had the office, now we're fully remote. We came with the pets at the office, and it was really nice. You remember, business is not everything. There's also life and love
yes,
and
there is.
joy.
There is. Speaking of life and love and joy, married, not married?
Not yet. I'm in a relationship, very happy, but too young to be married
Okay.
yet.
All right. So I'm assuming no children.
No, no, no.
Okay. On
I'm the children.
yeah, you're growing. That's right. On a work day, what time do you get up in the morning? Average.
Because I live in Romania and we had calls with the US at midnight, 11 p.m., 1 a.m. in the morning. I wake up at around 9:30.
And
Before that, I used to wake up at 5 a.m. for 2 years. I read the book, The 5 a.m. Club, and I really
yep.
wanted to be productive. At 17 years old, I wake up every single day, 5 a.m., and then at 7 a.m. go to the gym. But after, going to Tekpon and having to do these calls, I switched my program entirely. So I don't believe in this early bird or night owl because
Mm,
I've been both, and both have
yep.
been working for me.
Both work.
Yeah,
What time do you go to bed? I mean, you just said it's late,
yeah,
so
yeah.
like maybe
1
12, 1
a.m.
o'clock. Okay.
I know it's
Good.
not good.
Hey, you're young. You can recover.
Yeah.
That's right.
The best sleep I know it's from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. if I'm not mistaken
Yeah.
from studies. Yeah.
What about ideal vacation spot? Money doesn't matter.
South of France. I've been there and I love it. I love the vibes. People are really nice. The location is really beautiful, seaside. Also,
Mm.
let's say, uh, good people. Especially it's close to Monaco. So yeah, South of France. I love it, to be honest.
Speaking of, I lived there for a couple of years in Marseille. So, and my
Nice,
dog came from Cannes, where the film festival is. So
nice. Yes, yes, I've been there. It's
that's a
it's
nice
it's
area.
beautiful. It's beautiful.
Tell me how faith affects how you do business.
Like faith in God.
This is your question. You answer that however you want to answer it.
Yeah, yeah. So we are a team from Romania. 98% of people in Romania are Christians. So obviously we are also Christians. Um, Alex is a big believer. Before meeting him, I was, let's say, focused on life, and I wasn't focused that much on faith. And he mentored me into this spiritual thing, into Christianism, more to be a part of my life. Because being young, you don't realize the importance of having faith in the hard times and
Mm.
all the beneficial help. Like you really believe in helping others. It's not just marketing. So yeah, I am a believer. It helps me a lot. We have rituals that we respect, like fasting every single week. We go to church on Sunday, and for us it's good. It keeps us healthy, fit, and with a good purpose, and also to help others
And humble.
and humble. The most important part, yeah, humble.
All right. You are king for a day in the marketing space globally. What is
Yeah.
one change you would make to the marketing space?
for everyone to realize the power of social selling and personal branding, to be more active on LinkedIn.
You know, I would agree with it. If I was king for a day, I would probably choose that exact same thing. There is no doubt. I think LinkedIn is the most underutilized social media channel out there, especially
For sure.
in our world, for sure. But man, Christian, this has been so much fun. I appreciate you taking time. It's kind of wrapping up your week there and heading into the weekend, and
Exactly.
I'm sure
No,
you got things to do, but this is great.
I want to say a testimonial. I really love the format. I think you inspired me to be also on our podcast more friendly, because for me, I just ask questions and then get to the next one. You are, let's say, repurposing what the guest said and joking and so much more fun. And you are an inspiration for me. So I think I'll take some lessons from this podcast. I really felt listened and that you understand me. And it was like 5 minutes past. It was amazing conversation.
Yeah, I did go
And I
five
want
by
to
fast.
appreciate you for all the effort that you do. It was an amazing conversation. I like your format so much. I felt amazing. And I'm really grateful for everything that you do for the marketing community. I'm sure everyone appreciates it and knows. And I'm super grateful for this experience and for being here.
Christian, I appreciate those words. I'm going to have to go and remain humble somewhere again because yeah, you're making me blush here. But man,
Exactly.
what a great chat! I really
Thank you so
appreciate
much.
you taking time and just I mean it is fun to watch Tekpon from a distance and just to see the things that you've got going on. I'm anxious to see your entry into the U.S. space a little more too. If this is a big player in the world, so.
Yes.
We're looking forward to it. And hey, if you move here, I'll meet you at the airport, brother. So
Thank you so much.
I'll be here when you get here. So, and
Thank you so
thank
much,
you
Kevin.
again. Thanks for taking time for just helping, agency owners grow and scale their company. It's been a pleasure to talk to you. Have a great weekend.
Thank you so much, Kevin. You're the best.
Thank you for tuning in to another great episode of the Marketing Umbrella Podcast, where we provide the information you need from successful leading marketers to build and grow your digital marketing agency. To learn more, go to umbrellaus.com.